It is time to do something that I have not done before. I am going to use something called an InferKit demo. And what that means is it is an AI that will generate some text or a story based on whatever you type in. And we are going to see some crazy stories that AI is going to make up. So I can't wait to try this out. So let's see what happens. All right, before we actually, weekly free characters. Oh God, we have weekly free characters here? I already used up a little bit, but everything that I said didn't really make sense. So that sucks. But anyways, we're only gonna do this like one time, so weekly free? Dang. So length to generate. This is a max number of characters to generate. For technical reasons, fewer will usually be generated. Generation will also be paused when the neutral network thinks it's reached a good place to end the text. Start at the beginning. When checked, your prompt will always be interpreted as a start at the beginning of a document. Okay, let's have that. Advanced settings. Pause at the end. When checked, generation will pause where the neutral thinks the text should end. Not really. Or actually, let's do that. Nucleus sampling top P. A probability threshold for discarding unlikely text in the sampling process. For example, 0.9 means that each step only the most likely tokens with probabilities adding up to 90% will be sampled from. Values closer to 0 will produce less variety and more repetition as the network only chooses the text it thinks is most probable. Sampling temperature. Controls the randomness of sampling, the creativity. Values greater than 1 will increase the chance of sampling unusual low probability text. This will tend to make the test less sensible. Values between 0 and 1 will cause the network to prefer the text it thinks it is most likely, even more than it normally would. This can cause it to become repetitive. Okay. So, okay, let's try something. Once upon a time, there was a boy who really liked a girl. Generate text. Even though she was a sweet girl, he looked up at her skirt, clad legs all the time, and he used to think about how tight they would be if she ever wore her hand-me-down white stockings instead of her well-worn green ones. It was impossible that he actually liked her because it was so filled with complications. One day, the female in question invited a family friend over to see her horse, so the boy thoughtfully asked his parents to stay home and receive a phone call from the far-flung relatives who always demanded too much time around the table for too little reward. Somehow, the male side of the face, his father's, turned to the south and flicked out a sidearm stink eye at the now loudmouthed little boy, who actually felt a portion of himself shrink into the bag slag. Not even obligated for saying yes, huh? Said his dad, a distinct underlying note of disappointment in the irate posture, but he stepped past the unreasonable 6 or 7-year-old boy in the doorway and peeked over the parapet. Doing some light tidying, said the father, rubbing his tonsils with his Why his tonsils? Sure did, said the mother to the far back end of the little boy's spine, noticing his guilty look. Even the geraniums are inside. Mild though they may be, I fertilized them just before dinner. They have to last a few more days. Make sure the brownies are in the oven. Dinner doesn't want to arrive cold by the time it gets to the table, smart boy. Well, doctor, what can I do to up my chances with Jenny? Mused the boy as he shrugged to the floor. I guess, does she know how much you like her hot brownies? When the Tri-Center physician, who usually had a smooth hypnotic appearance, revealed his bottomless subtext, the boy stiffened up and looked to his father for guidance when they were only inches from each other. You know, said his father wryly, sex, drugs, and rock and roll were outlawed over about 25 years ago. But now that, okay? He rubbed his what? I don't even want to know the end of that. Okay. So we have only 6,814 pieces of text left. Let's do something a little bit more interesting. Look at this address I just found. Generate text. I want to steal the domain. It's in LA. It's the building he always dreamed of living in, and now it's in his grasp. He tenses. He's on the receiving end of Joe Strummer history. His stomach twisted with frustration. Look what they did to my pictures! They destroyed me! My files are corrupted! Joe Dreaming is scrawled upon some prominent lettering. And how desperately Joe Van wanted to be reliving... There's a lot of Joes in here. Reliving that moment. To connect it to the rest of his life. To reclaim Joe Van as it was. To trade it for a physique that doesn't look like it belongs to a mourning father. But when he taps the screen for information... all he finds is this. Apparently, all that Joe dreams has been passed out into the wild. No little known domain can be permanently held down by 32 characters. Joe's not overly surprised. That size would put that property on the radar of anyone who wants to buy circumventions online and who wants to make sure its face gets blasted all over the computer newsfeed. Okay. 5,817 left. Let me try to type more. I felt really sick no. I felt really unhappy today because my girlfriend was seen sleeping with another man. Let's see what happens. I actually failed to understand why I was so sad. I felt so much bad at the time. I still do not understand why I was so sad. And I tried to hold myself to be happy all the time. But I can't be happy because my girlfriend's husband told... My girlfriend's husband told me she and my girlfriend slept together. So she cheated on me with another man, but I don't care at all. I tried so hard to cheer, to work, to spend, and to do what I want to do. But all those just turned out as bad. Until today, it's just the same. I feel bad all the time. I don't know why. I feel so low that sometimes I just go to swim. Or I just go to the beach and stayed by the beach and just rub myself with some sunscreen. And then feel better and beautiful. Then I sometimes went for a day bike ride, or I go to Disneyland, or enjoy by the beach, and then I feel more better. The thing is, I really love my girlfriend. It just confused me why I was so sad. Then I came of my online friend who had some better stuff. And what you, my friend, need to fix it. Yes, that's the right way. She said what you need not to do. She said that you, my friend, need to loosen up, relax, and expend more amounts of stress in your head. Yes, I'm telling you the right thing. You, my friend, need to loosen up. You need to relax and take more amount of stress and don't tolerate it. You need to work with full energy and don't feel exhausted so much because you are just feel low, depressed, stressed, and focused. Yeah, I guess that's one way to put it. We have 4,000 characters left. Let's see what we can do. I finally mustered up the courage to beat up my boss at work. Let's see what the generate text is. I was pretty excited to get home and tell my wife that I have the trading skills necessary to beat up my boss. She was completely thrilled. I took the day off from work on Monday to spend all of my time working on my training and recuperating. I felt much better after spending the day with my family and sleeping a lot. When I left the hospital the first time, I was pretty weak and I had no strength. I could hardly walk. I couldn't stand by myself for more than a minute or two. My bed was a two-person chair. Whenever I tried to sit up in bed, I would collapse in on myself. I literally could not even lift my head up. After spending a few days on the couch, I started to regain some strength and back to even out. I gained a full range of motion in my neck I had never had before. I gained upper back strength I never had before. I started to lose most of the touch on my left forehand. In short, but my life changed. I lost my job. I lost an eye, but I gained a new life. This was probably the funniest one by far. I guess I have to do some more outlandish text. Beat up my bot. Why was that the thing that just came up in my mind? Okay. Okay, 3,000 characters left. I can do this. I got a continuation to the story. One, it was the night when me and my wife slept alone when the kids were at game camp, when all of a sudden I hear a knock on the door. Then I hear a loud thud. It was my boss. Okay, what is wrong? Why are you coming home having a really bad afternoon? I said night though. Anyway, kind of back to reality now. I go to open the door. When I do so, there is a huge puddle there. I tell you now, it was disgusting. I did not need to see that at that particular moment. So I let him in and say, "What happened today, mate?" The man looked at me with a sad face and said, "The sister of Sally Redbottom did something at school that was really bad and she got a blocking." "Oh my," I said. "But the person in question is in her class." He looked at me and shocked. He says, "No way, nothing like that. Nothing really bad. She was just, ha!" I interrupted the guy. "That is not my wife." He looked at me in a mixed understanding, confusion manner. In order to find out the truth, I said, "I really do not believe you, mate." He said, "Sorry, I do not want everyone to know because my brothers tell me that this was going off on the street. Like hell I am not going back on this now." What was that? What did I just read? There was a puddle on the floor. There was a puddle, okay. There was a puddle on the floor. I wet myself in front of the high school auditorium today. Okay, let's see where this goes. Let's see where this goes. I wet myself in front of the high school auditorium today, and I haven't been able to talk myself into going to the bathroom since. Which hasn't been too fun. I just cap and run. Soon, 2 hours will have passed and I need to pee. It changed from small weddings to medium pooping sessions. So I gotta get moving or I'll poop my pants. Though I wish I could stop farting so much. Jovi's not enough. Jeez. And you're wondering, talking depends on what you know and against what you were thinking. Bear Class is St. Craig's kids. The place ought to be a straitjacket hospital. Essentially, these were not good kids. Whew. They were bicyclists who thought that they belonged on a congested road 200 miles north of the Pacific Northwest, which limited traffic and a few protests to deal with every night. They dared to challenge U.S. DOT laws, contrary to the state 50-mile-per-hour speed limit and a lack of separate sidewalk. Many of them had chapped knuckles from getting on and off the buses over the 6 months that it took to get the $15 bus pass Jovi hoped to get. Wait a minute, hold on. The beginning was really good. Though I wish I could stop myself. Okay, I got a little breather now. I feel okay now. I was not expecting that last store to get me as much as it did. Oh my god. So, it's Saturday now. And, it looks like I can only do these weekly. So, I don't want to really pay $20 or $60 a month just to get more, AI-generated text. So, we're gonna do these weekly, and we're gonna have like 15-minute sessions a day, I guess. So, that one was really good. So, thank you all so much. Thank you all so much for watching. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.